Gracie, hello, and thank you so much for joining us. I would love to start asking you about the crypto industry and to what extent do you think that we're starting to see more appetite from retail when it comes to crypto landscape overall?
It's a good question, and we've been also expecting that. However, according to like Google search, for example, if you check on the word Bitcoin on Google search, it was actually at 5 years low right now. However, if we look at the institutional adoption, for example, from ETF or from all those like public companies such as MicroStrategy holding more Bitcoin as part of their strategic reserve, institutional adoption, national adoption, including the US government having Bitcoin as part of the national strategic reserve, all these things are driving the market sentiment and lots of price appreciation of Bitcoin. However, I don't see that much interest from retail as of yet. Again, we think there will be more because once the institutional adoption is here, Bitcoin price went up. Actually, right now get a lot more requests from our users, from my friends and family who wanted to get to know more about Bitcoin.
And I think, Henri, this is partially because we have Trump in office and he promised a lot for the crypto industry.
The Trump effect. But actually on that point, talk about the Trump effect. Like, what do you see do you believe that's the competition to a centralized exchange? Do you believe it's going to be more DeFi, or it's going to be a lot of these products that we're seeing, especially in the US now post-Trump, whether it's the ETFs, whether it's actually a lot of these MicroStrategy levered products are available in the market. Where do you see that flow of retail potentially has been going, especially if the retail search on search engines is actually at an all-time low, or relatively lower?
Relatively low. I think it depends on the region, actually. If it's the Asia market, probably more users are still very much onboarded to crypto through crypto centralized exchanges, including us. Some who are more advanced users or advanced traders, they want to try DeFi, they want to do more yield farming, they want to buy those tokens, which may not be available on centralized exchanges. For example, we have 700 plus tokens available, and some other bigger exchanges like Binance or Coinbase may only have 200 to 300. However, there are a million new tokens coming up on a daily basis. So if they want to buy tokens like that or do more DeFi activities, they go to decentralized exchanges. But if it's in the US market, especially endowment fund, family office, pension funds, etc., their current main channel is still ETF and public companies. So they won't be that much, advanced in terms of becoming a DeFi user. So I think regional and the user's appetite can make this very different in this case.
So, Gracie, I think institutional investors' requirements are clear. They want regulatory clarity. They want a kind of stability, and they are long-term investors. When you look at retail investors, what are their requirements?
Retail investors are more price sensitive. For example, trading fees. They also are more interested in some very hyped tokens. So, for example, when the Trump meme coin came up January this year, we saw lots of users got interested in that because of Trump token, or they became the new purchasers of cryptocurrency in general. They started to know how to do an OTC deal, how to change their fiat to USDT, then to buy those very hyped meme tokens in this case. So their risk appetite and the user preference are quite different from traditional financial industries players.
It's interesting how the retail will go off into these instruments, yes. But what about the type of, I get it, a lot of retail wants these meme coins and the high risk, the asymmetric returns potentially, but what about the type of instruments? Are you seeing the new retail activity coming in? Are they more into spot trading? Are they into derivatives, perp trading? And also, what region are you seeing the biggest growth right now?
Yeah. For Bitget, we have users in both spot trading and derivatives trading. And in terms of growth, it probably looks similar to each other. Both we see lots of growth, especially from Asia, Latin America, and Europe. We don't serve the US market, unfortunately, because we don't have the licenses there. But in terms of other countries in the world, we are applying for MiCA, we are applying for VARA, and some other regulation frameworks out there. And for growth, we see a lot in various regions globally.
As the CEO of a crypto exchange, what are the main challenges that is facing crypto exchanges 2025?
I thought of two. The first one is hacking. As we know what happened to some other exchanges earlier this year, we also stepped up to help one of our peer exchanges to face some short-term liquidity. I'm very proud of that. That the whole industry is fighting together. We think of hackers and all those people who are doing frauds as the common enemies, rather than competing purely with each other. We wanted to make the pie bigger rather than just grabbing pies from each other. So hacking, I think, all those hackers is a major risk, is a major enemy there. The second one, for me, running a global exchange is how to do globalization versus localization. What I mean by that is, for example, I'm in the Middle East, so I have a henna on my hand. So we want to be localized. We want to like immerse, fit in the culture, immerse, and provide the users with the right tokens that they are interested in, with the right culture, right team, etc. However, I have a company that has 1,800 employees around the world, and they work from various countries in different time zones. So how to also at the same time provide a unified, more efficient kind of product to everyone in terms of management, internal management, and also external serving our customers. That's a great opportunity and threat and also challenge.
What is, like, from a client acquisition perspective? I mean, you mentioned obviously retail they're very sensitive to fees and they love these meme coins like Trump coins. What do you find are unique ways, or do you find that client acquisition, what do you find interesting ways that are really attracting retail clients to the platform, especially in a very competitive centralized exchange ecosystem?
Of course, we do all those things such as SEO, like the social engine optimization, and also app optimization, all those ways to acquire users. We also do some branding sponsorship. We worked with Leo Messi previously. Now we're also working with La Liga to drive more football fans' attention and adoption. However, from running the exchange in general, I also find listing new tokens a quite productive way of onboarding users. What I mean by that is, if you look at all those tokens that I was comparing, there are certain offerings that we have, but some other similar top 5 exchange that doesn't have. So lots of users may be drawn to Bitget, especially in terms of spot trading because of the token listing. And that's why we want to be, again, strike a good balance between being very innovative and list good tokens, as many as possible, while maintaining a high standard, because we also don't want to list scam tokens, right?
Difficult balance to maintain, as always. I'm sure of that. Well, thank you very much for being with us. That was Gracy Chen, the CEO of Bitget.
Thank you, Gracie. It was a great interview.
Thank you.
Are your children prepared for the future of money? Order Decoding Crypto with Henri and Hodler, the #1 new release kids book on Amazon.